Hello guys, it's me Simo Orohara, and in this video I would like to talk about Tensa Zangetsu, or as I call him, the Osan in his younger form, by reviewing the events in which he appeared, the events of the Dangai, because I find it interesting how when you read those events again with the understanding that this person is actually a Quincy power and not a Shinigami power, it gives the reading a different flavor. And before we knew the truth about this person, we believed that he formed the Shinigami power of Ichigo in the Bankai stage, and this person was nothing but the power of a Holo and nothing else, knowing that during that period, the last appearance of Osan was at the end of the Soul Society arc, when Ichigo wanted to learn the Bankai, and after that he disappeared and Ichigo's Holo became the one in the foreground, especially since the theme of the events at the time was around Holos and Arankaras. Therefore, a question was strongly raised. Where did the Osan go? His absence extended throughout the events of the Arankara arc until we approached its end. So the Dangai event forced this character to appear again, especially since Kobo was using it in several pivotal events that has something to do with Ichigo obtaining something new related to Shinigami power. So the Osan was the one who gave Ichigo the name of his sword, Zangetsu, even if it wasn't the real Zanpakuto. And he was the one who taught him how to fight with the Shikai by using white, and he was also the one who taught him to release the Bankai for the first time. And thus, a major event such as learning a secret technique such as the final Getsuga Tensho required the return of the Osan, even if it was in his younger version. So the appearance of Tensa Zangetsu, or let's say fake Tensa Zangetsu, had several points that we must consider, as they are points that will be the basis for future events, whether with regard to Ichigo's power and its relationship with Yhwach, as well as even the personality of the Osan himself. And let's start guys with the first appearance of Tensa Zangetsu. When Ichigo entered his inner world, he entered with one intention. I would meet the Osan so that he could give me the secret of the final Getsuga Tensho. And this is something that Ichigo thought he would obtain through a friendly meeting with the Osan. However, Ichigo found his inner world filled with rainwater. And as you know, those rains have a strong indication of Ichigo's psychological health, so to speak, which was at the peak of its imbalance as a result of him fighting Ulquiorra in that battle. And therefore, Ichigo's first steps were a clear indication that things wouldn't go that smooth, especially since the last time Ichigo came, he didn't find the Osan, rather he found White, and this time it was another figure, another person he has never seen. A young boy with a cold look and blue eyes. The appearance of the Quincy power during that period had a well-known context, which he explained himself when he said, "I am Tensa Zangetsu," at the Bankai level, and that this form is only related to the issue of Shikai and Bankai. But in fact, this form is the appearance of the boy Yhwach, who appeared in chapter 565. They have the same shape, just the other is the father of all the Quincies and the other is a Quincy power. However, we can also notice how different the features of their expressions, and this is one of Kobo's creativity. He was able to make you feel that they are really two persons. Yhwach, the boy, you can feel through his red eyes, cold facial features, as well as terror. As for Tensa Zangetsu, he had a special charisma filled with strength as well as a desire to protect Ichigo. And therefore guys, one of the things that I hope to see one day is Yhwach's life in that era. There is no doubt that his voice will be like fake Tensa Zangetsu, but I would like to know the nature of his personality in that period, and what his view of that world was. Was it the same as it was when he grew up, or was it something else? Other than that, the second point, which I think is very important, is how Tensa Zangetsu explained to Ichigo something very important, which is that Ichigo's Quincy power didn't share Ichigo's tendencies from the beginning by saying, "What you want to protect is not what I want to protect." And these are important words that fit into the context of those events related to the final Getsuga Tensho and the events that followed when the Osan revealed the truth to Ichigo about his power. That's why I said that Ichigo was taking the matter with a kind of ease, that since Osan you are my Zanpakuto, you should follow me and give me whatever I want, but this wasn't the case. If we discuss the matter from the perspective of the events of that chapter, it becomes clear that Osan clarified Ichigo's misunderstanding, regardless of the situation. I mean, Tensa Zangetsu said, if you Ichigo want to protect your friends and loved ones, then this responsibility is yours alone. What matters to me is you. I want to protect you. Therefore, the fake Tensa Zangetsu wouldn't have been concerned with what happens outside. And in fact, I believe that Ichigo learning the final Getsuga Tensho and losing his Shinigami powers was in Tensa Zangetsu's favor, as he wanted to protect Ichigo and prevent him from continuing down the path of the Shinigami. However, the third point is what can be said to be one of the things that most clearly shows how Kobo was paying special attention to the plot of Ichigo's power, and that he was planning it from the beginning. When the fake Tensa Zangetsu brought out Yhwach in this form, it can be said that he brought out the Shinigami power combined with the power of the Hollow in its correct and perfect form. And this is what Kobo confirmed recently, when some fans asked him about Yhwach's form in which he appeared before Ichigo, and also in which Ichigo fought Ichigo. If Ichigo was able to do holification correctly, would he be like Yhwach's form? Kobo replied yes. If he can't do it correctly, he will have the same mask as Yhwach. Therefore, this form can be considered the correct form, guys. Of course here, guys, we're talking about his Shinigami power combined with the Hollow. As for what the fake Tensa Zangetsu represents, is it the power of the Quincy, which we don't know if it has certain restrictions or complications, such as what Yhwach has. Therefore, we have nothing with which we can measure the strength of Ichigo's Quincy power, other than what the Osan has demonstrated, like suppressing Ichigo's great power from the beginning, and this itself requires a great power to suppress all that power, in addition to what we saw as healing the wounds of Ichigo by using the blood vein in his battle against Zaraki, which also later awakened in Ichigo's fight against Yhwach. So it can be said that these are the basic features for the power of the Quincy that we saw. Therefore, guys, this power which took the form of Tensa Zangetsu or fake Tensa Zangetsu by merging with Yhwach in the form of the correct holification gave us this form, which is the same form that Ichigo appeared in the Horn of Salvation after he liberated his powers. In the end, guys, whether Tensa Zangetsu or the fake Zangetsu, this character increased the depth of Ichigo's personality and gave us another concept of protection, and because of it, Kobo created one of the biggest plot twists in the story of Bleach. So guys, what do you think about this topic about Tensa Zangetsu? Give me guys your opinions in the comments and see you in my next video.